My name is Flossin on you. And I was wrong about Caesar King. What's up guys, it's Flossin, and today I'm coming at you with something a little different. Let's just say I took an L. No, seriously. Early access was given to some content creators in the Zenless space, and it's made me see the light. Caesar King? Yeah, I did not see this one coming. Now, don't get me wrong, at first glance, Caesar King seemed solid, but the truth is, I totally underestimated just how insane this agent actually is. And in today's video, we're gonna dive deep into why I've completely changed my mind. Spoiler, Caesar King is shaping up to be one of the most unskippable agents ever released in Zenless. You're gonna want to stick around for this one. Now, with glazing and formalities out of the way, let's talk games. Alright, let's get into the meat of this. I'm not holding back. I was blindsided by how OP Caesar King is. You know when a character is so good that it actually breaks the meta? That's exactly what we're dealing with here. So first things first, let's talk about Caesar King's core passive, Barrier of Resilience. This right here is what puts her head and shoulders above pretty much every other character we've seen so far. At max level, this passive provides a shield equal to 1400% of Caesar's base impact stat. Now, I want you to think about that for a second. 1400% of her base impact. That's basically putting on a bulletproof vest for your entire team. But that's not all. She also throws on an extra 1400 HP on top of it. And I know what some of you are thinking if you're skipping Caesar. This kind of just sounds like your typical shield buff. No, you're wrong. It gets even crazier because this shield lasts for a whopping 90 seconds. Yes, you heard that right. 90 seconds. To put that into perspective for you, most buffs in Zenless don't even last close to that. Take Lucy for example. Her attack buff, 15 seconds. And that's considered long. Caesar King's shield lasts 6 times longer than that. 6 times longer. It practically guarantees you 100% uptime, meaning your team is staying protected and dealing damage without a care in the world. And honestly, this is game changing. And I think the most insane thing about this is that it doesn't stop here. Let's talk about how Caesar King makes sure you don't just have a tanky shield, but you also keep the momentum going. She boosts your shielded character's anti-interruption level, which means goodbye annoying enemy interrupts. You can keep your combos flowing, finish those crucial attacks without constantly dodging, or getting knocked out of animations. Seriously, Caesar King is basically giving you uninterrupted airtime. Think of how valuable that becomes in more difficult content, where enemies are spamming abilities trying to throw you off. Caesar King just says, nah, I'm good, and keeps you in control. Now, if that wasn't already insane, buckle up, because Caesar King is out here dropping the most ridiculous buff of all time. Along with her shield and anti-interrupt, she casually hands out an extra 1000 attack to who's ever shielded. Yeah, you heard that right. 1000 attack. I mean, what? Like, who does that? What kind of character just casually dumps 1000 attack buff and an unbreakable shield just for existing? Caesar King, that's who. Think about it. You're getting a shield that's essentially a fortress, anti-interrupt to keep those sweet combos rolling, and an attack boost big enough to make some of the DPS characters in the game jealous. This is straight up unfair at this point. When I first saw this, I had to double check what I was looking at, and I thought there was no way that this was right. But yeah, it's legit. Now, as if all that wasn't enough, Caesar King's team passive, Battle Spirit, just takes it to another level. So, when you have another character on your team who can activate a defensive assist, or they're from the same faction as Caesar, she applies a debuff to enemies within a 7-meter radius. And this isn't just any debuff, folks. This debuff increases the damage enemies take from your entire team by 25%. And guess how long this lasts? 30 seconds. Yup. 30 seconds of debuff. Just for reference, Lucy's longest buff lasts 15 seconds, and people think that's great already. But with Caesar, we're doubling that. A 30-second window to pile on as much damage as possible. And here's the best part. You can basically keep this debuff up almost permanently. The uptime is absolutely insane. With the right timing, you'll be running this debuff like a well-oiled machine, constantly increasing your team's output. And let's talk about the requirements for a second. Sons of Kaladin member or someone you you can parry, man, Hoyoverse could have just said, yeah, Caesar King's gonna work with 90% of the agents. Because honestly, almost everyone can activate this buff. This makes Caesar King the most universal support in the game right now, hands down. I'm telling you, there isn't a single team comp where Caesar King wouldn't be useful. And as if all that wasn't enough, let's talk about Caesar King's basic attack. She doesn't just give you an unbreakable shield, anti-interrupt everything, ginormous attack boost. Oh no. Caesar King has to do everything. Caesar King performs a crowd control ability when you hold down her basic attack. By holding down the button, she groups smaller enemies together in front of her. Yeah, you're losing an assist point for it, but honestly, who cares? This level of utility is nuts. For anyone who's planning to pull Caesar King, I'm sorry that I ever doubted her. I was sleeping on this one. But now, she looks like she's the strongest support we've ever had. Big shield, big attack buff, big boo, but seriously, Caesar King's utility is pretty much unmatched. And let's talk about the W-Engine that pairs perfectly with Caesar King. Original Transmorpher. This is a new free-to-play defensive option that's coming alongside with her release, and I've gotta say, it's looking pretty solid. First of all, it provides a nice HP boost, which is always great for defensive units, but what really makes it shine is the free 16% impact boost it provides at max refinement. Since Caesar King relies heavily on her impact stat to not only provide thicker shields, but also stun faster, this W-Engine becomes an essential part of her kit. If you're a free-to-play player, this is going to be a great option to maximize Caesar King's potential without having to dig inside your wallet. So, yeah, Caesar King is nuts. Not just for players who want her, but honestly, for every player in Zenless. I don't usually tell people that there are must-pull characters in a game like this because everyone has different needs, but Caesar King? She's definitely looking like the unskippable agent right now. We're talking impenetrable shields, insane attack buffs, crowd control. This is one character, by the way. In my opinion, Caesar King feels like the Zenless equivalent of Zhongli after his buffs in Genshin Impact. A character who provides so much utility that skipping them feels like a missed opportunity. And honestly, I might have to change my mind about pulling her. If this game would ever give me master tapes. But you know how it is. But what do you guys think? Is Caesar King the best support we've seen yet? Or is she overhyped? Let me know in the comments. And hey, feel free to roast me while you're down there for calling her an easy skip. I will take the L on that one. Also, before I wrap up this video, I want to thank all of you for watching and supporting me. Yesterday, we just hit 1,000 subscribers. And honestly, it's hard to even put into words how thankful I am for all of you. Whether you're new here or a continued supporter, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I love bringing content to you guys, and it makes me even happier the support that's behind it. So thank you again for liking, subscribing, or just adding to discussion and comments. But until next time, happy gaming, and may your pulls be ever in your favor.